What's going on, guys? This is Jay, and today is Wednesday, July 15th of 2020. We have a couple projects going on today, but the first thing, we have to go in and spot plant some beans in the field where Marshall planted the second planting of beans in the fields of Landgraf, McDowell County, West Virginia. Those beautiful mountains. We're at it once again. We're just going in between the beans that have already come up since we got the last rains, and anywhere where there is missed beans, we're replanting beans by hand in those spots. And now we're going to prepare another field. Marshall, Sky, and Felicia are working the cabbage and the collard patch. There's a slow motion of me driving the tractor, preparing the field, dragging it out flat. We've already drug this field before, but we're going to do a little bit more preparation before we get in there. I'm going to kick you back into a time lapse. They're going to finish working those cabbages and collards where we took the tiller through, getting the weeds in between the tiller can't reach, while I continue dragging that top field, and I'm going to drag the bottom field to clear the weeds out of there on the other side of the beans and keep the weeds out of there and possibly prepare it for future plantings. Now we're going in, having a lunch break. I think the day is about over for the field, so we're discussing plans of action. I got some parts for my truck yesterday. I had to get sway bar links, that way we can change those, and Marshall is going to show me how to change those, and I'm pretty sure Sky has some maintenance to do to his car today. I think he has some bearings to change and I think some brake pads, so we're going to do some car maintenance for the remainder of the day. And I get to get a lesson in mechanics, which is pretty awesome. I enjoy those types of things too, because when it comes to farming, you have to work on machines, tillers, weed eaters, lawnmowers, chainsaws, trucks, cars, tractors, and all of the above. So we're just going to take a quick ride through those beautiful mountains. I have to go home first and get a few supplies before we make the long journey of working on the truck today. I've never done this before in working on a truck, so it's going to be a learning experience for me, and I'm glad to take you guys along. That's going to be pretty awesome. But we do get to take a beautiful mountain ride. You get to see some of the beautiful mountains and trails that McDowell County has to offer. And you can see why the ATV riders love these trails, because this is the view they're getting. They get all this wilderness, beautiful blue skies dotted with clouds, and luscious green on all sides. I don't think we run into an entire person the entire ride, so that's pretty awesome. You get to take in all those scenic views. There's usually always deer and coyote and different types of wildlife out here. And sometimes we catch them on camera, sometimes we don't. But it's time to work on some vehicular activities. That's what we're going to do, is some vehicular activities. So let's get this truck up on some jack stands so we can take the tires off. But first, we need to pull the truck up in here level, because this isn't going to work on this unlevel ground. So I'm going to get ready and move the truck after we figure out this isn't the best ground to work on. So we're going to pull this truck up and level it first, because it's just not working out where we are. We're on a little bit of an incline, and it took us a few minutes to figure that out. So we're going to let it down, pull it up, and jack it up again. That way we can get the tires off of here and work on level ground. And there we are. We're just going to put it up until we get it on both stands. And mechanic work, it isn't what I prefer to do. I don't mind doing mechanic work. I kind of enjoy it, but I wouldn't want to do it for a living because I don't know a lot about vehicles and motors and engines, but I'm learning a lot this year, so that's pretty awesome. But the first thing I have to do is remove the tires from the vehicle, and we have to take out the old sway bar links. They have broken off and the bar has completely turned around to where we can't put the new ones in. So the first step is going to be taking off the old sway bar links. I used a couple of different tools to take these off. I used vice grips and eventually got down to a pipe wrench. That way I could get a grip on there. We have the first one out. Marshall showed me exactly what I need to do to get those out because I have no clue. And now we're taking the mounts loose on the bar on both sides. That way we can turn it around and remount the mount to put the new sway bar links in. So right now I'm taking the mount loose. It's just 4 bolts that takes that entire mount loose. We have to rotate it. And Sky and Marshall are working on Sky's car at the same time. So I'm kind of getting a little bit of a double mechanical lesson here. Lesson in mechanics, learning some new tools and things. I'm not sure exactly everything that was wrong with Sky's car because they're working on that while I'm working on my project. But now I'm remounting that sway bar link, the bar for the sway bar link, putting the new sway bar links in. So there that is. I've got the sway bar links in and it went back together pretty quick, and we're back at working with Sky's car. And now I'm back at my truck again, putting the wheels back on because mine is finished. And we'll be ready to let mine down. We're going to finish Sky's car up. We have to put, I think it's new bearings in here. And I think we're also putting in new brake pads is what they have been working on. I'm just really kind of watching and pointing the camera and learning, helping bang a hammer here and there, but still a learning lesson. A good opportunity to get a little bit greasy and learn some things. So it's pretty cool. I learned about let's see, what did I learn about with doing all this? I learned about greasing the bearings. I kind of already knew how to put brake pads in, even though we take a different approach to putting these in, but I learned some things. It's pretty cool. We had to take some clamps out, put some clamps back, make sure the rings snap back into place. I'm not really sure what all to call these parts. I don't want to look like too much of an idiot, more than what I already am, because I'm learning. But we got to do some cool stuff. That's what's important here. A little quick video. You get to watch a time lapse of it go back together. I hope that, it could be helpful. Could be informational. I'm just gonna chill and let y'all finish watching this time lapse because I don't really know what else to talk about with the car parts. We did have to get a torque dimension on how many foot-pounds of pressure to put on the center axle nut. I think that might be what it's called. But we're gonna check out the bees. How about that? I'll take you over to let you check out Sky's bees. Those are pretty awesome. Flying in and out the hives, making honey and whatnot. Doing their little forage thing, coming back with sacks of pollen all over their legs. While they're finishing up over here. We still have to put those hub assemblies back on, all that stuff, get it all put back together. put the brake pads back in and mount it back onto the assembly. I'm pretty sure that's what that's called. If not, you can tell me what that's called. We had to look up the specs for that center axle nut. I'm not even sure that's what that's called, but it could be. It might be. It may be. Still a pretty cool time-lapse video. You get to see it checked out, and now we're going to take them for a test drive, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know we didn't do a lot of garden stuff today, but that's what it's like in a day in the life of Jay. If you like the video, hit the like. You can subscribe for more videos. Hit the notification bell for updates on future videos, and until next time, can you dig it?